Hello everyone, welcome back to another MuleSoft tutorial for beginners. In today's video, we're gonna learn about one of the most commonly used Mule components, the set variable component. In the previous videos, we learned what Mule event is and explored its structure, including the payload, attributes, and variables. Today, we're gonna put all that knowledge into practice. So far in our MuleSoft journey, we've built a simple find pet by ID endpoint. Our flow currently contains an HTTP listener and a logger component. In this tutorial, we'll extend that flow by adding a set variable component and see how variables can be used within a Mule application. If you open the Mule palette, you'll find many different Mule components. Under the transformers category, you'll see a component called set variable. This is the component we'll be using today. Our goal is simple. Inside our HTTP listener, there's a response section where we can configure the HTTP status code and a response phrase. Instead of hard coding these values, we're gonna store them in a variable and reference those variables in the response. Let's drag the set variable component into our Mule flow. First, I'll create a variable called success status code. Yeah, you can provide the variable name. So I'm going to give the variable name as success status code. I'll also set its value to 200 because that's the HTTP status code we want to return when the request is successful. You can also provide a display name for the component. This is optional, but it's useful because it's make your flow easier to read and understand. Now that our first variable is ready, let's use it in the HTTP listener. So I'll open the response sections and enable the expression mode. In MuleSoft, variables are accessed using a vars object. So for this status code, I can enter vars dot the name of the variable. So it's a success status code. This tells the MuleSoft to use the value stored in the variable. Next, let's create another variable for the recent phrase. I'll drag another set of variable component into the flow. This time I'll name it success phrase. The value will simply be OK because that's the value that I'm going to response. Okay, now I'll go back to the HTTP listener and use this new variable. So we can use that variable with its name success recent phrase. At this point, our flow is fully configured. Let's save the project and we can run the Mule application. Once the application has started, let's open our API client and invoke the endpoint. As you can see, the request is successful. The HTTP status code is 200 and the recent phrase is OK. Both of these values are coming from the variables we created rather than being hard-coded directly in the HTTP listener. This is a simple example, but variables become very extremely useful in real-world application. For example, you can store values returned from a database, save results of an API call, or calculate values that you will need later in your Mule flow. And that's the end of today's session. So if we summarize in this video, we learn how to add a set variable component, create mule variables, assign values to variables, and access variable using the vars object. Also use variables to configure HTTP response. In the next video, we'll continue explore more Mule component and learn how to build even more dynamic Mule applications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.